Okay, Brian. Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Homewood City Council meeting for Monday, July 14th, 2025. Thank you for your attendance tonight. We're going to do a couple things a little differently. We're going to start off with our invocation and the pledge, and we have typically we do not have a public comment period, but I've spoken with Dr. Harris, who would like to speak to the council, so we're going to start off with that. I've given him a few minutes to address council. He's appreciative, so our order is going to be the invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, and then if we can all be seated, Dr. Harris will address the council. So without further ado, I'd like to first ask Ms. Andrews if she'll provide the invocation, and please stand if able.
Please bow your heads and pray with me. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for another day, for a great city, and for the people who serve it. Guide us tonight to work for the good of Homewood. I pray that we feel your presence during this meeting because you are with us wherever we go. Let our actions tonight be spirit-led, done with your blessing and in your honor. It is in your name that I pray. Amen.
Amen. You face the flag. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. Okay, Dr. Harris, if you'd like to come to the podium.
I am Reverend Dr. Wayne Taft Harris, Jr., and I do not come in peace. I come in protest. I don't have any pleasantries for you, but we do have purpose. A young man by the name of Jabari Peoples is dead. Murdered, killed by a Homewood police officer in your city. And all we've heard from you is silence, evasion, and delay. This is the narrative that is always given to black people. 400 years of slavery. Slave mobs, lynchings, water hoses and dogs in Kelly Ingram Park, and all we get is the narrative of delay and evasion. To the members of this council, we wish that each of you had moral clarity and courage to demand accountability publicly. We see you, each of you. But the rest of you who have not spoken, you stand behind procedures, silence, or the comfort of your office. This message is for you. You are complicit. Every minute this family does not see the tapes, you are complicit. Every moment you protect a system instead of the people, you become a part of what is a cover-up. So let me tell you what happens next. Effective immediately, we are calling for a well-planned, systematic, economic boycott of downtown Homewood. We are organized, we will rally, we will hold sit-ins, we will hold die-ins and vigils throughout downtown at the doorsteps of your businesses. Your commerce will feel our grief because We refuse to allow anyone to spend one more dollar in a city where black lives are expendable. We will not shop where we are shot. We will not dine where we are denied justice. We will not stroll past your boutiques while our brother's body lay cold in a Homewood park, killed. This is not a threat. This is a multi-tiered promise to the city of Homewood. We said to the mayor, we said to the city manager that there is a storm out on the ocean, and it's moving this way. And if Homewood cannot respond appropriately, beyond hiding behind laws and things like that, that your whiteness can change and get beyond, we hold you accountable. There are patterns of racism in this city. Inside, your own employees are having racism and discrimination issues. There are people in your city who are trying to go into their homes at night, black folk, while white supremacists ride down the street screaming white power. Your own police officers are on record for the racism that exists within your own system. This is a crisis in the city of Homewood, and we call you to accountability. What we demand tonight is immediate full public release of all things concerning Jabari Peoples. We demand the name of the officers involved in the shooting. We demand a formal apology from the police chief, who the family has not heard from, and the mayor acknowledging systematic racism in the Homewood Police Department. We also demand a public commitment to reform, an independent civilian review board, anti-racism training tied to funding, and updated use of force policies. The consequences of not giving to our demand is three-tiered: continued protests and rallies, economic boycotts, and total die-ins and sit-ins. Be clear, we are organized. We are not just Black Lives Matter. We are many groups whose leaders are represented here today. We will shut Homewood down for justice. This moment defines you. Do it. You just prayed that you will be led by what spirit is leading you if you have not spoken up on this issue? What God are you praying to if you have not spoken up on this issue? Do it, tell us the truth, or we will take to your streets. We will continue to say his name. Jabari Peoples. We will continue to say his name. If you want peace, work for justice for Jabari Peoples. We call his name. If you want our dollars, re-earn our trust. We call his name. If you want our silence, earn our truth. We call his name. No justice. No justice. If we don't get it, if we don't get it, we will shut it down. Oh yeah, a note given. Y'all know the governor. The love child of Bull Connor and an unrepentant George Wallace. Give her a call tonight and tell her this is not the only city we're coming for. We're coming for legislation.
Thank you, Dr. Harris. Thank you, Dr. Harris. Mr. Sechrist, if you'll call roll, please.
Yes, sir. Councilor Gwaltney.
Here.
Gear.
Here.
Alamon. Wolverton. Here. Sims. Here. Brandt. Here. Smith.
Here.
Nelms.
Here.
Andrus.
Here.
Harden. President Jones.
I am here. I'm here, so we're 10, looks like 10 strong. All right, we've got the reading of the minutes from June 23rd. Thank you for getting those out. Mr. Segrist, is there a motion to?
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, I believe that was Wolverton, and who was that second?
Julie.
Okay, Counselor Nelms. Any questions on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's 10-0, that passes. For board vacancies, we only have one item for that, and that's Ward 4 Beautification Board, and that is still open until the 28th,
Right.
and I don't believe we have anyone so far. So
Yeah.
please get those in the next 2 weeks. We don't have any, I don't have any additions to the agenda that I can see. So we will, I think I need a motion to approve the agenda as distributed.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I got Smith and Wolverton on that. I'll catch you later, Counselor Gwaltney. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? That's 10-0. Agenda is set. The consent agenda, you can see we just have one item for that. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda? Okay, Alamon, and who was that down there?
Julie.
Okay, Nelms, seconded that. Any questions on that? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes 10-0. All right, moving on to old business. 180525, bid set for July 8th at 3 p.m. for US 31 tunnel improvements. Coming to us from Cale Smith. Do we have a report from finance?
Well, that, it didn't happen.
Right.
So,
Yeah, and I believe that this is a situation where we did not get any bids, and so,
well, no. It wasn't that.
It's more a scheduling issue because of what we figured out with the construction. So we're gonna delay this until next summer so that we don't interfere with the school
okay.
year for the
So
tunnel.
with the proposed recommendation to drop
To
this?
drop this
To drop
at this time, and then the bids will be reset for some time, so that construction can be planned over the summer break.
When I'm not here. Okay.
So motion to
Uh,
drop.
You
right.
will not be here.
So is that a motion to drop?
Yes.
Yes, for
Motion to
Mr.
drop.
Gwaltney,
Okay.
and I will second that motion.
Okay. Counselor Gwaltney made the motion to drop, seconded by Counselor Smith. Any questions on that? Sounds like a good plan. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes 10-0. And there's really no resolution on that. Okay, 110625, request permission for city manager to sign a contract with Gossett Construction for stormwater infrastructure projects. Coming to us from Cale Smith. We have a report from Finance, Counselor Smith.
Yes, the committee met last week, voted not last week, actually, back in June, on the 30th. The committee voted 3-0 to recommend approving this signed contract. The motion was made by Mr. Brandt and seconded by Counselor Harden.
Thank you for that report. Counselor Smith, any questions? Comments? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's 10-0. That passes Resolution 25107. 120625, request to approve change order for additional services from Hickson Consulting related to the City Hall and parking garage restoration project. Coming to us from Wyatt Pugh. Report from Finance, Counselor Smith.
Yes, committee met, and there were some additional services that were added on to the original contract for the parking deck maintenance and restoration, and the committee voted 3-0 to recommend approving this additional cost. The motion was made by Mr. Brandt, seconded by Mr. Harden.
Great, thank you for that report. Any questions, comments? Okay, hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 10-0. Resolution 25108. 130625, request to declare the following vehicle surpluses, 2016 Chevrolet Tahoe, and we've got a 2015 International 7300, GMC Sierra, and declare miscellaneous fire department equipment surplus. Coming to us from Blake Graves and the chief. A report from finance, Counselor Smith.
Yes, we have the recommendation from Blake Graves to surplus these vehicles. They're all very high mileage and older model. And then there was some additional stuff from Chief Broadhead added to the list. So we voted 3-0 to recommend approving making these surpluses. The motion was made by Council Brandt and seconded by Council Horton.
Thank you for that report. Any initial questions? Okay, Mr. Kendrick, if you can provide us our first reading.
Yes, sir, it's an ordinance, excuse me, to declare and establish the following personal property no longer needed for public or municipal purposes. A 2016 Chevrolet Tahoe, a 2015 International SBA 4x2, 2000 GMC Sierra, miscellaneous fire equipment identified in Exhibit A, and miscellaneous retired fire hoses identified in Exhibit 1. That the manager, city manager, and the clerk be authorized to dispose and directed to dispose of the property by auction to the highest bidder.
Thank you for that reading. Do we have a motion for unanimous consent?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Smith and Nelm seconded that. If you'll call roll, please, for unanimous consent. Mr. Seegers?
Yes, sir. Counselor Gwaltney.
Yes, sir.
Gear.
Yes.
Holloman.
Yes.
Wolverton.
Yes.
Sims.
Yes.
Brandt.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Nelms.
Yes.
Andrus.
Yep.
President Jones.
Yes, so that passes 10-0. We already
Motion to
have a
approve.
recommendation
that's
from
right.
finance to approve this 3-0. If you'll call roll, please, for that vote.
Yes, sir. Counselor Gwaltney.
Yes, sir.
Gear.
Yes.
Holloman.
Yes.
Wolverton.
Yes.
Sims.
Yes.
Brandt.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Nelms.
Yes.
Andrus.
Yes.
President Jones.
Yes, and that passes 10-0. Ordinance 2942. 140625, request for consideration for the city manager to sign contract with UMA Incorporated. Coming to us from Brandon Sims. A report from finance, Counselor Smith.
Yes, the committee met, heard from our IT director, Mr. Sims, about this contract, and we voted 3-0 to recommend approving. Mr. Adams signed the contract. The motion was made by Mr. Harden and seconded by Council Brandt.
Okay, thank you for that report. Any questions? Comments? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's 10-0. That passes resolution 25-109. 150625, request for consideration for city manager to renew contract with Huntress. Coming to us from Brandon Sims. Report from finance, Counselor Smith.
Yes, this is another IT item. The committee voted 3-0, recommend approving this one as well. Motion made by Mr. Brandt, seconded by Mr. Harden.
Okay, thank you for that. Any questions on that? Okay, hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 10-0. Resolution 25-110. 160625, request for consideration for the city manager to sign a 12-month agreement with Data Prize for the purposes of managed mobility service. Again, from Brandon Sims. A report from finance, Counselor Smith.
Yes, Mr. Sims was busy that night. The committee voted 3-0, recommend approving this one as well. Motion made by Mr. Harden and seconded by Mr. Brandt.
Thank you for that report. Any questions, comments on that? Okay, hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 10-0. Resolution 25-111 is passed. 170625, request for consideration for the city manager to enter a 12-month agreement with Data Prize. Oh, wait, we've already.
Yeah,
oh,
there
this
were
is
two different ones.
This is
Yeah,
different. For
that's
the
different
purposes of mobile device management support services. So yes, that's right. This is a separate one. So if we can get a report from finance, please.
Yes, committee voted again 3-0 to recommend approving this. Motion made by Mr. Brandt, seconded by Mr. Harden.
Okay, great. Any questions for finance? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes 10-0. That is resolution 25-112. 180625, request for consideration for the city manager to enter agreement with Eaton Corporation for the annual servicing and maintenance of the battery backup unit that supports the data center at City Hall. Again, from, this is the last one
This is the last one.
from Brandon Sims. If we can have a report from finance, please.
Yes, the committee voted 3-0 to recommend approving this one as well. Motion made by Mr. Brandt, seconded by Mr. Harden.
Okay, great. Any questions on this? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes 10-0. That's Resolution 25-113. 220625, request for consideration to pay invoice for Cobb's Allen and Hall for premium adjustment notice, coming to us from our city manager, Mr. Adams. A report from finance, Counselor Smith.
Yes, we heard from Mr. Adams. This was a premium increase, and it was approved by us, 3-0. Motion made by Mr. Brandt and seconded by Mr. Harden.
Okay, any questions for finance? Okay, hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 10-0, that passes. Resolution 25-114 is passed. 230625, request for consideration for the city manager to be permitted to sign the copier renewal lease with Dex Imaging, previously Ameritech. Coming to, I said it was the last one, coming to us from Brandon Sims.
That's true, it got separated.
Report from finance, Counselor Smith.
Yes, the committee voted 3-0, recommend approving. Motion made by Mr. Brandt, seconded by Mr. Harden.
Okay, any questions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes 10-0. Resolution 25-115 is adopted. 240625, request for consideration to authorize city manager to enter into a lease agreement with Dawson Memorial Baptist Church for the use of the parking deck on Oxmoor Road. Coming to us from Mr. Adams. A report from finance, Counselor Smith.
Yes, we were still waiting for some information, so the committee voted 3-0 to recommend approving the item pending the review and approval by both the city manager and our city attorney.
Yes, sir, Mr.
Oh,
Thank
sir,
Yeah,
sorry.
I
Mayor
didn't
has
want to interrupt you.
Okay, no, I was just gonna say it was made by Jody Brandt and seconded by Mr. Harden.
So we've talked with Dawson, we've almost got this wrapped up, but they asked if we could carry it over to our next council meeting.
Okay.
They've just got to do some internal approvals there, but we should be fine by the time we hit the 28th.
Okay, so it doesn't need to go back to
It
committee,
does
just
not
need to
need
carry
to
it
go
over
back
here?
to committee.
Okay.
How high up in the church does it need to go? No. Okay, so we're gonna carry that over, without objection, for the next meeting. Okay, thank you for that. 350425, public hearing set for July 14th at 6 PM, which is tonight, to consider installation of traffic calming system on the western end of Oxmoor Road near Northmore Drive and Oakmore Drive, coming to us from our two counselors, Wolverton and Alamon. And we got a report from Public Safety, Mr. Gwaltney.
Yes, sir, Mr. President. The committee met and voted 4-0 to recommend setting a public hearing for July 14th, which is tonight, and to carry over this item for further discussion. The motion was made by Councilor Wolverton and seconded by Councilor Nelms.
Okay. Let's see, so that's the report. We're going to now open the public hearing. So are there any comments from the public?
I'm Beverly Bryce LaBeouf, and I live at 617 Edgemore Drive, right in the middle of this strip. And I go to work on Oxmoor to the left, turn left off my street to go to West Oxmoor. The traffic there, as you all know, is really bad with the people cutting through. We've had numerous complaints over the years about that. There's also a speeding problem. We're hoping that by doing this, that not only will it slow down everyone, but it will eventually deter the people who cut through, and that they will use Oxmoor Boulevard as the city intended. It's very, they come through, and that first stop sign at Northmore, they kind of roll through it, and then they hit it and hope that they catch the light at the offset at Oakmore. Then all they're gonna do is make a fast turn at Pizzeria and head down Raleigh. And it's really dangerous. We've got lots of kids that live up on that hill on Edgecrest and Edge Nolan, and there that walk to Hall Kent and have to cross Oxmoor in the morning and the afternoons. And then just the normal people that walk up to the Pizzeria or to the new, thank y'all, the new restaurants we have. So it's really dangerous, and we really do want this to, we'll see it if it works. If not, then I guess we go back to the drawing board, but we think this will really help. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Okay. Come on up.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Paul Wiggett. I live at 551 Edgenole Lane, right across the street from JJ here, and formerly around the corner from Mr. Wolverton. I have 4 small children, 6, 8, 10, and 12. They all went to Hall Kent, and 2 are still going there. My youngest is starting the 1st grade. And so I can't tell you how many times a week we cross the street. We cross Oxmoor. Whether we're going to the pool, to the new restaurants, meeting someone at Seeds, going to Pizzeria GM, or just walking to school 3/4 of the year and walking home. And what Beverly was discussing is something really personal to us. We worked maybe 5 years ago to get crosswalks installed near Edgenole Lane and Edgenole Drive, so that at the time, there were 12 children on that arc of Edgenole Lane and Edgenole Drive just trying to cross the street to get to school. The crosswalks have only been mildly effective. We recognize that they're not at blocks, so that it can be a little bit more challenging. But really the question that I would ask you when you're considering this is that part of West Homewood a neighborhood? Or is it part of a cross-through? Right, that's really what it boils down to, is if it's part of our neighborhood, you know, those of us who live in West Homewood, we don't go blasting down Raleigh, we don't go blasting down Oak Grove, we don't blast down any of those streets because we know the other children that are there, right? And so when it comes to introducing these calming measures, it's, to me, 100% is about deterring people who are trying to not use West Oxmoor from blasting through our neighborhood and putting our kids at risk. I'd say about 50% of the time when I'm walking my children across the road, I have to walk out into the street and tell the traffic to stop, and I'm standing on a crosswalk next to a neon sign that says there's a crosswalk, to get them to stop and pay attention. And ultimately, at the end of the day, as we all know, and I have small children, so I know this as well, sometimes you have to put something in the way to get their attention, right? To get them to slow down. I recognize that this may, for a while, cause perhaps some congestion. And I recognize that the people who don't live on that stretch of street or use that stretch of street in their daily lives, but say they only use it for accessing the sports complex, right? They may not care for it that much. But I would ask those people, how would they feel if somebody went blasting by their children at a crosswalk at 45 miles an hour? Even 35 miles an hour, without recognizing that they're standing there at the crosswalk. Imagine holding your kid's hand at a crosswalk and someone goes blasting by at 35 miles an hour. Okay? It doesn't have to be that fast in order for it to be very scary when you're holding the hand of a 6-year-old. So I really strongly support this. I appreciate the counselors who brought it forward, just like we did when we tried the crosswalks a few years back. So I do believe as of right now there are at least 9 children that live on the Edgenole Lane, Edgenole Drive loop. And so I hope some of them are here today to talk to you about it too, and I really hope that you consider passing this speed calming measure. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, anyone else care to speak? Hope we have somebody coming.
I see now why everyone paused. I'm Ryan Melvin. I live at 566 Edgenol Lane. Both my living room and my home office window face the crosswalk that Paul was describing. And if any of you think he was exaggerating, I witness his daily ritual daily, and I clench the whole time because it is so scary to watch his children cross the street, even if he helps them, even if his wife helps them. It's terrifying for my wife and I to take our dogs on walks across the street for exactly the same reasons. The traffic is fast. The traffic is loud. I live right next to that stop sign, and we monthly talk about selling our house because of it. We've only lived there 2 years. We would love to take the hit and just go somewhere else. But we decided we want to stay and help the community get better. So that's why we're here, both speaking in support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dane Alexander. I also live at 566 Edgenol Lane with my husband, Ryan. As he said, we've only lived at this location for 2 years. We wanted to move there partly because we rescue animals, we rescue dogs. We thought it was a great. There's Patriot Park right there. There's sidewalks. We were like, oh, this will be a really cool, safe area for us. And Ryan even came and stayed at the house for 24 hours before to check out the noise and what the situation was. About 6 months after we moved in, we had significantly increased traffic because of the new businesses, because of construction. Crazy numbers, crazy noise since we've lived there. People go crazy fast. These are not residents, these are not our neighbors. These are people cutting through, trying to avoid Oxmoor Boulevard, revving at all hours. I know I'm an insomniac, I hear it at 3, 4 a.m. Also in May, a pedestrian crossing sign right by our house was hit by a truck. The city just took it away. No one stops for pedestrians at that walk. Like I said, when we try to walk our dogs, we don't even really try anymore because there's so much traffic and no one stops. So I would ask that you please support these calming measures to make our street livable again, because I'd really like to continue living there. Thank you.
Thank you. Come on up.
My name is Rob Shaw. I live in Edgecrest Estates, Edgecrest Circle. I think just the next neighborhood down from a lot of these people. It sounds like they've explained the whole scenario pretty well. I've got 4 girls, so when I'm coming down the hill to Oxmoor, honestly, my heart rate does go up a little bit because they're riding scooters and bikes, and I'm just wanting to make sure that they stop before they get into that busy road. So I'm in agreement with everybody here. I think it would be really helpful to have some speed bumps or whatever you call them to be put in place to help. I think it really would be good. I know Edgecrest Circle, I was just kind of thinking about it. You've got Gerald Gann, and John and Helen Williamson. They're kind of the 2 older families in our neighborhood. Pretty much that whole neighborhood has been totally transformed into a lot of younger couples and people who are about to have kids. So there's just going to be more and more kids in our area. I think it would be very wise and good to have some speed measures there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shaw.
My name is Fuad Khalil. I live in 124 Oxmoor. I'm at the stop sign about where I think the proposed intervention is going to be. I moved there about a year ago. I've lived in Homewood for the last 20 years, various locations. It is an extraordinary amount of traffic. I'm a architect planning professional. When I first moved in, I was just shocked at the level of traffic here, and I would just support everything everybody just said. My home office actually faces the intersection, so I'm watching it all day long. And you know, my kids are grown, but if they weren't, I wouldn't know what to do. It's pretty bad. I think this is the least we can do to get that area kind of taken care of. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, anyone else care to speak? Okay. Seeing no one.
Can I read something for the record? There's.
What you can
Or
when we get
afterwards.
to council.
Okay.
So we're gonna go ahead and close the public hearing, and this is comments from the council time. So, I'd like to.
Sure. So, and Brian, if you're able to, are you able to illustrate the diagram that Chief Broadhead and Mr. Smith kind of, so these are the two locations that were looked at, that traffic counters and everything, the traffic studies have been conducted. And this is where Mr. Smith had kind of recommended implementation for something to be done if we move forward on it. The next picture, I think, illustrates, I know speed bump got used at, these are speed tables, and so they have a tabletop, a flat level tabletop at the top of the surface. They have a sloped ramp going up on either side. And Chief Broadhead had ultimately settled on going with 3 of them across so that his trucks could basically split over the middle one if they were to need access, although he did mention that through the neighborhood is not routinely a pathway for them to travel. So I just, yeah, if you can leave that picture up there for just a second, Brian, that'd be great. I think just to illustrate, as Mr. Wiggett pointed out, we did used to live at Edgenall Drive. We've moved across the neighborhood, but just to kind of show the picture here, Oxmoor Boulevard kind of runs up and around the edge of the neighborhood there. Oxmoor Road bisects it. And really you've got this island of homes and families and kids where Edgenall is, and then Edgecrest, and you can't even see all of Edgecrest in this picture, but it really kind of puts them on an island. So obviously it was mentioned that there was an attempt for crosswalks because we needed some way to get across the street there safely. And while, you know, I think we're all pretty elated for the new businesses that have come in and things on the horizon, I do think that there continues to be, and I'm actually a little surprised nobody mentioned it, but fleets of delivery trucks and semis. I actually have a video from one, just happened to be out there the other day, and semi with a whole bed was flying through there in the middle of the day. So it just kind of illustrates the uniqueness of the area, the context of what these families are dealing with on a consistent basis. And I did have one, I had another email. There was another dad that lives over in Edgecrest near Mr. Shaw. He said, well, I have had every intention to make the meeting to speak in person in favor of traffic calming measures on Oxmoor Road. Life has other plans. Sorry I cannot make it. However, I would like to express my support for these measures in writing. Oxmoor Road, aka Little Oxmoor, has long been used as cut through for vehicular traffic to get to points further west via Oxmoor Boulevard. Sometimes the traffic travels this route is heavy and at times appears to be way over 25 miles an hour, which was supported in the traffic studies that have been done. Homewood PD has posted patrol cars to enforce this limit sparingly and at different times. However, there are other things that could be done to ensure public safety rather than sitting there. Installing speed tables is a relatively cost-effective measure to ensure people abide by the posted speed limit. There are a lot of kids on Edgecrest and Allcrest neighborhoods that are starting to get out more with their bikes, scooters, and to explore more of West Homewood. And I know some parents that are reluctant to let them do so because of the traffic and speeds observed on Oxmoor Road. The safety of our kids is paramount, and I would appreciate proactivity on behalf of the council to address this issue. The longer we wait, the greater the chance of something unfortunate happening. In addition, the recent addition in Birmingham of the Colino WeHo apartment buildings, traffic will only increase on Oxmoor Road. Moreover, the addition of West Row and the restaurants has brought more traffic through the area. While I welcome the developments wholeheartedly, we have to take into consideration secondary and tertiary effects. I understand the concerns of those who oppose speed tables, but after considering both sides, I believe the benefits far outweigh the drawbacks, especially when it comes to protecting kids, walkers, cyclists, and the growing number of residents using this road. We're asking for reasonable safety measures that will serve the whole community. Thank you for your attention to this very important matter, and I look forward to a positive outcome. Also, thank you for your years of service to the city of Homewood, and best of luck in your future endeavors. I hope to see you around the neighborhood we all love. And that was from William Elkins, 513 Edgecrest Drive. And I did forward it. It got sent in shortly before the meeting here, but I forwarded that to Bo. So just trying to articulate what sets this area apart and some of those, I guess, complicating factors that have kind of come online recently. But we've, like I said, felt like we've gone through the proper channels, spoken with police and fire to get their input and feedback, as well as Mr. Smith. And so.
Did you want to enter that into the record?
Yes, and I did forward it to Bo as well.
You can leave out that bottom part about how much his constituents like him. You can take out that part.
Mr. President.
Yeah, we already knew that.
Yeah.
Okay, any other comments?
The only comment I was going to make is I feel like we heard a lot of folks in committee also voice the same concerns and the need for some sort of control here. I would feel comfortable making the recommendation for unanimous consent at this time.
I'll
Make a motion
second.
For unanimous consent.
Oh, for unanimous consent.
And I'll
Oh, well,
second
is there
that.
any other, just make sure
I-
that no more
I
comments
wouldn't mind.
before we.
I wouldn't mind Chief Broadhead coming up.
You
I'll
take
take
a few
that
words.
motion. I just
Motion
want
in a
to
second,
clear out, just make sure.
procedurally.
Thank you.
So we looked into this extensively. As you know, the fire department is mostly against speed bumps as a whole. We did a lot of research, worked with Kale. The speed tables, or the speed cushions with the brake, will allow both of my fire trucks, the 101-inch wide bodies and the 96, to be able to straddle so that we're not looking at them slowing down. However, the speed limit in there is 25, which should be the speed that they should traverse the tables anyway. So it should not slow them down. The placement is very particular in this way. Our main route through there would be to dump onto Oak Grove Road. Both of these are after that from the direction that my trucks would be coming. So we put a lot of effort into this because when it first came up, we typically stand against speed bumps. But they were able to answer those questions, and I understand the need to balance the safety and the public safety aspect as well. So I'm here for any questions.
Well, and I did want to just articulate too, I forgot that obviously in committee, there was an illustration of something that's prefabricated. We've definitely agreed that this would be something that would be constructed, either asphalt or concrete, at the discretion of the engineering department.
And the ones that you saw were actually the National Highway Traffic Association. They did a huge study on them and showed that they don't slow emergency response on main thoroughfares. However, where we're placing them is not a main thoroughfare for us. Our policy is you go down the main streets until you have to get off into the neighborhoods. So it should not impede our traffic to down Oak Grove into those roads. It may slow us down just a little bit for the areas in between the two, but very, very minimal.
And Berkeley has also stated that they would be repaving the road very soon, and then if things were to move forward, we'd go ahead and install them at that point. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. That was very helpful.
You have a comment?
Yes,
Mr.
I just
Sam?
want to mention one more thing, which is in addition to everything else that's said, when you look at this route in particular, obviously the traffic volume, the speed, the types of vehicle going through. The other thing for consideration is really Oxmoor is the only kind of east-west parallel route to this thoroughfare as well. So if you do install speed cushions, there's not really another parallel street through the neighborhood to push traffic onto as an unintended consequence essentially of doing something like this. And that's kind of why I see it also as a favorable exception to the norm of what we do, is that you're really not pushing traffic onto other neighborhood streets by slowing down traffic on this thoroughfare.
Okay. Yes, sir. Counselor Alderman.
Just to reiterate support, and that we've heard from the folks that came here today, but we hear from neighbors every day about the concerns on this particular street, and that, you know, we're not necessarily trying to come and put these sorts of mechanisms across our neighborhood, but in this particular area, given the circumstances. And with growth comes the need to sometimes make some adjustments, and that's where we've arrived at today. So we appreciate your consideration. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, Mr. Kendrick, if you'll give us our first reading, please.
Yes, sir. It's an ordinance to install traffic calming measures on or along the western end of Oxmoor Road near Oakmoor Drive and Oakmoor Drive and Northmoor Drive in the city as identified in Exhibit A, attached here to, and to provide for penalties for the violation thereof. Section 1, the citizens have complained about traffic issues on along the western end of Oxmoor Road. Section 2, the city council has considered a number of traffic calming options in order to address the concerns of residents relating to traffic on along the western end of Oxmoor Road. Section 3, that the city council does instruct the city engineer to install traffic calming measures at the locations on or along the western end of Oxmoor Road near Northmoor Drive and Oakmoor Drive, as generally described in Exhibit A. Section 4, the violation of this ordinance shall constitute a misdemeanor and shall be punished as provided by Section 1-8 of the Code of Ordinances. Section 5, the city engineer is authorized and directed to install and cause to be erected and installed on the street referred to above as defined in Exhibit A, traffic calming measures and appropriate lines, markings, and/or signs. Section 6, if any part or provision of the ordinance is declared to be unconstitutional or invalid by a court of competent jurisdiction, all the parts or provisions remain in full force and effect. Section 7, that the provisions of this ordinance shall become effective immediately upon its passage by the city council or approved by the mayor as otherwise becoming law.
Thank you, Mr. Kendrick. Okay, now we're open for a motion for unanimous consent.
Aye. So moved. Second.
Okay. Moved by Councilor Gwaltney, seconded by Councilor Wolverton. If you'll call roll on the unanimous consent, please.
Yes, sir. Counselor Gwaltney?
Yes.
Kier?
Yes.
Allemon?
Yes.
Wolverton?
Yes.
Sims?
Yes.
Brandt?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Nelms?
Yes.
Andrus?
Yes.
And President Jones.
Yes. A unanimous consent passes 10-0. And now I'm open for a motion for approval.
Second.
Okay, I figured it would be the two of you. Councilor Wolverton made the motion. Councilor Allemon seconded it. Any questions, comments? Okay, Mr. Seegers, if you call roll on the ordinance, please.
Yes, sir. Counselor Gwaltney?
Yes, sir.
Gear?
Yes.
Allemon?
Yes.
Wolverton?
Yes.
Sims?
Yes.
Brandt?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Nelms?
Yes.
Andrus?
Yes.
President Jones.
Yes, that passes 10-0. That's ordinance 2943. Thank you, you're welcome. Okay, moving on, 1906-25, a request to authorize the placement of a public fire hydrant at the corner of Oxmoor Road and Cook Street. Coming to us from the chief, and a report from Public Safety, Mr. Gwaltney.
Yes, sir, Mr. President. The committee met and voted 4-0 to recommend approval of this item. The motion was made by Councilor Nelms and seconded by Councilor Wolverton.
Okay, are there any questions for Public Safety? Okay, hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes 10-0. That's resolution 25-116. 2006-25, request permission to execute an amendment to a through road agreement with Jefferson County, coming to us from Cale Smith. Report from Public Works, Councilor Wolverton.
Yes, the committee voted 5-0 to recommend approval. The motion was made by Councilor Harden and seconded by Councilor Sims.
Okay, are there any questions for Public Works? Okay, hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 10-0. Resolution 25-117. 10:05:25, public hearing reset for July 28th at 6 PM for consideration of amended development plan for property at 800 Lakeshore Drive for Sanford University's proposed Bulldog District to permit the construction of 2 residential villages, together provide 3 new student residence halls. Coming to us from Cale Smith. We're going to carry that over for the public hearing set for July 18th. All right. Did you have something? July 28th. Did I not say the 28th? July 28th is when the public hearing will occur, which will be 2 weeks from tonight.
President Jones, I just have a
Yes.
question to you about the language of the item. I know we're advertising a public hearing, and I just want to be clear, really, the revised public hearing is not for 2 separate residential villages due to the BZA, and this is the existing language, but I just want to clarify that that is accurate, that we're really only considering 1 residential village at
That's
this point.
correct. That's correct, yeah. We just kept the line item like it was, but that's,
Stadium, isn't it?
because it was all published that way initially, yeah, okay. All right, let's see. Already moving on to committee referral. You can review all of those, lots of different items. Is there a motion to approve the committee referral agenda?
Second.
Okay. Counselor
Everybody.
Smith.
Unanimous.
Yeah, let's go.
Counselor Gear. Oh, Gwaltney. I thought, you were smiling at me like it's, okay. Smith and Gwaltney. Yeah, I think everybody, we could have picked anybody.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
We've got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes 10-0.
President Jones, I didn't catch everybody chimed in. I have no idea who was the first.
This
and
whole
second.
half of the dais.
It was Counselor Gwaltney.
And did not have seconded it.
Counselor Smith made the motion, Counselor Gwaltney seconded.
Thank you.
That's who I picked. Could have been anyone. Okay. Other new business, 11:07:25. Request to set a public hearing for consideration to rezone 1833 29th Avenue South from I-2 to C4. Let's see, to rezone the western portion of subject property currently included within a .54 acre lot that formerly served as the site of the city of Homewood's police station. Proposed action is intended to facilitate the development of 4,500 square foot single-story restaurant. The remaining eastern portion retaining I-2 zoning classification and support of the planned development of a small public park for Homewood citizens. I'm going to set that public hearing for August 11th, 2025 at 6 p.m. 12:07:25, request to amend budget coming to us from Berkeley Squires. We got a report on that, and I'm sure everybody got a chance to see that. It's fuels and lubricants. You need some more in that line item. So,
I would make a motion to approve.
okay, it's moved by Counselor Smith, Counselor Allen, second of that. Oh, Wolverton, sorry. Wolverton. He speaks Spanish. I'll do better. Okay, Smith and Wolverton, any questions on that? Okay, hearing that, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes 10-0. Resolution, hopefully I'm still right, 118, 25-118. Okay, great. Okay, thank you. 13:07:25, request for consideration of business license refund request from Daxco, coming to us from our city clerk. Could we get like a recap on this? This is a refund.
Yes,
Yes, okay.
but the amount is less than
It's less than what we had.
what we
okay.
had been requested.
Okay,
Based on the reclassification.
reclassification. Okay, any questions? Okay, is there a motion and a second for that?
Second.
Okay, I heard Wolverton, and I heard, that time I heard Nelms.
Nope.
Andrews. We're gonna get this new system put in before I'm out that gives me a buzzer. Okay, Wolverton, Andrews. Did you get that, Mr. Seegers? All right, we've got a motion second. Any questions? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes 10-0. Resolution 25-119. 140725, request for city manager to sign a contract with Homewood Theater and pay budgeted appropriation coming to us from Glenn Adams, our city manager. This is already budgeted, so, this is just an allocation that we're doing.
Motion for approval.
A quick
Second.
question, how much was that amount?
I think it's 3,500. Is that correct,
Is
JJ? Yes, 3,500.
Thank you.
And I believe there are some benefits to citizens. I think they're gonna offer some reduced cost tickets to students and, yeah, I think there's some benefits there too.
Okay, motion is made by Mr. Gwaltney
And seconded.
and second by Counselor Andrus. Thank you. Any other questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 10-0, that passes. Resolution 25-120 adopted. 150725, request for city manager to sign train service agreement for City Hall chiller. Coming to us from Wyatt Pugh and JJ Bischoff. That also is budgeted.
Motion for approval.
Second. Okay, Gwaltney, and that was Wolverton. Heard you loud and clear that time. Any other questions on that? Okay, hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 10-0. Resolution 25-121. We're nearing the end here, everybody. 160725, adoption of ordinance regarding appointment of election officers, coming to us from the mayor. So if we could have the first reading, please, Mr. Kendrick.
Yes, sir, it's an ordinance to provide for the appointment, notification, and compensation of officers to hold the regular municipal election called for August 26, 2025, and a runoff election to be held if necessary on September 23rd, 2025. Be ordained by the City Council as follows. Pursuant to Alabama Code Section 1146-24 and 1146-27, the following named persons are hereby appointed as officers to hold the regular municipal election called for August 26th and a runoff to be held if necessary on September 23rd. Voting Ward 1, voting place, senior citizens, 816 Oak Grove Road, Inspector Wallace S. Wallace, registered registration list clerk, poll list clerk, ballot clerk, administrative clerk, 2 machine, 1 and 2 assistant clerks. Ward 2, voting place, Homewood Board of Education, 450 Dale Avenue, and inspector, registration list clerk, poll list clerk, ballot clerk, administrative clerk, machine 1 and 2, first assistant, second assistant. Ward 3, voting place, Homewood Public Library, 1721 Oxmoor Road, inspector, registration list clerk, poll list, ballot clerk, administrative clerk, machine 1 and 2, first and second assistant. Ward 4, voting places, Homewood City Hall, first floor, 2850 19th Street South, appointment of an inspector, registration list clerk, poll list clerk, ballot clerk, administrative clerk, machine 1 and 2, first and second assistant clerks, for absentee ballots, at City Clerk's Office, Homewood City Hall, second floor, 2950 19th Street South, inspector, chief clerk, machine 1, first and second assistant. Section 2, the chief of police is authorized and directed to reserve parking places during the hours that polls are open for voting to be used exclusive for voters at the Ward 4 voting place at Homewood City Hall, first floor, which spaces are adjacent to the rear of Homewood City Hall and the surface parking lot. Section 3, the mayor is authorized and directed to publish and cause to be published a list of election officials is named herein above in the voting places, and it says the appointment shall be made at least 10 days prior to the election. Section 4, the mayor shall notify and cause to be notified each of the officials named in Section 1 of their appointment. Section 5, the mayor and city clerk authorized and directed to pay and cause to be paid out of the general funds of the city fees set out by the acts of the legislature for the state of Alabama for elections held in Jefferson County for the same or similar election officials and election officers hereby appointed upon proper proof of services rendered. Section 6, that the mayor and clerk are authorized and directed to hold and cause to be held a school of instruction for the officers appointed to conduct the municipal election. The clerk is further directed to notify such officers of the time and place of the holding of such school of instruction and to publish notice thereof in the manner prescribed by law at least 48 hours before the school itself. Section 7, the chief of police, pursuant to the manner described by Alabama Code Section 114628-1, shall preserve good order at said municipal election. Section 8, that this ordinance shall become effective immediately upon its adoption by the city council, approval by the mayors, otherwise becoming law.
Thank you, Mr. Kendrick. All right, is there a motion for unanimous consent?
Second.
Okay, Wolverton and Allemande.
Whatever. It's all good.
Oh, okay. Wolverton, Andrus, sorry. All right, if you'll call roll, please, for unanimous consent.
Yes, sir. Counselor Gwaltney?
Yes, sir.
Gear?
Yes.
Allemande?
Yes.
Wolverton?
Yes.
Sims? Yes. Brandt? Yes. Smith?
Yes?
Nelms?
Yes.
Andrus?
Yes.
President Jones?
Yes, that passes 10-0. And,
Motion to
looking for
approve.
a motion.
Second.
For approve, is that
Yes,
Smith? And Waltman, thank you. Mr. Segrist, if you'll call roll, please, for the ordinance.
Yes, sir. Counselor Gwaltney?
Yes, sir.
Gear?
Yes.
Allemande?
Yes.
Wolverton?
Yes.
Sims?
Yes.
Brandt?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Nelms?
Yes.
Andrus?
Yes.
President Jones?
Yes, that passes 10-0. I believe that's ordinance 2944.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That you have, okay.
Mhm.
170725, request for consideration of approval of vouchers for June 24th through July 14th. Counselor Allemande has been working hard on that, so you have a report for us?
Yes, Mr. President, I had the opportunity to review the majority. It turns out that we had 4 weeks worth, so I wasn't able to complete all, so I'd like to have conditional approval based on my completion of the review this week.
Okay.
And we can probably tell Kelly that up through letter N, we're good.
Yeah, we're good through letter N.
Yes.
I have to get
And
through
then
the
after
rest.
that, he'll
Or we
have
could
to
carry
complete
over
that.
however we
Let's,
see.
let's
No,
approve
no,
through.
no, we don't need to carry it over
Yeah.
because we need to pay our bills.
Yeah, but
so-
I'll finish them within the next 2 days. I just didn't have time to do it all today.
Okay. Trying to think of, Mr. Kendrick, can we approve them? Okay,
Yeah. So
Second.
I'll check in with you, Mr. City Manager, and make sure that we get it done.
got it. Okay. Is that your motion?
Yes, sir.
And I will
Second.
second that.
Oh, sorry.
Can we approve through N? Can we just, for tonight, and then the rest is for the city manager to,
Sure.
let's do that now.
Yeah,
Yeah, because those are ready.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yes,
Sounds good.
and so I'd second that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Any other questions? Okay, hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's 10-0, that passes. Resolution 25-122. Am I right about that?
Yes.
Okay, Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to reiterate a statement that I issued earlier today, where I noted that we continue to urge Aaliyah to allow the family of Jabari Peoples to view the body cam footage. We certainly understand the family's request and understand why they want to see it. Legally, we don't have the authority to release the footage, and we're not the custodian of the footage. That is Aaliyah, and they are the only ones that can do it. You know, we've made that distinction clear in our legal filings as we need to, but we continue to urge them to do so. And I'll just note that everyone understands and knows that this is an incredibly difficult time, and these are difficult issues. But I think it's fair to say that everybody wants objective results to be made available to the family and to the public as quickly as possible, and we truly hope that that's what happens. So, thank you.
Yes, sir, Mr. President. I will set public safety immediately following finance, and I have no comments this evening.
I have no comments tonight. Thank you.
Yes, I want to just thank the mayor for his comments and his leadership in calling for the release of the video to the family. And I think that these are difficult moments, and I appreciate the council's willingness to allow folks to speak in the community as they grieve. These are difficult conversations to have, but I appreciate our ability to listen. And I want to thank all of you for your willingness to do so. Thank you.
Definitely echo Councilor Alman's sentiment as well as the mayor's. And I don't have any, I think, sorry, I've got one item for Public Works, so I think we'll set it after Finance.
After public safety.
Public Safety, sorry. I thought I heard him say he didn't have anything, but that's good. Yep, after Public Safety. I just wanted to thank everybody for listening and hearing out, you know, during the public hearing tonight. I think obviously moments like that make us realize that we're here to serve our constituents and our neighbors, and these are issues and items and things that that affect their lives daily. And so I appreciate everybody's willingness to listen and to hear those concerns as well, and hopefully that our action is proactive and in a very positive manner. And I appreciate everybody up here. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Sims.
Thank you, President Jones. I just wanted to also express appreciation to the mayor for his leadership on his statement regarding the release of the Jabari people's body cam footage to the family, and hope that ALEA finds the time to do that very, very soon. Also want to just remark too that I think honestly the statement about any type of economic boycott of our small businesses, I think is, although I know there's a lot of people in pain around the situation and we grieve with the family and the friends, I think directing that towards small businesses is really inappropriate, because we have a lot of mom and pop businesses who that is not, I think, someone who should be taking the blunt of this situation. And I support the family, but in seeing the video footage, but I also think it's very important that people continue to support our small businesses. That is the heart of Homewood. We're a community who can navigate this together as we work with a delayed process for sure. But we want to see, that as constructive as possible and not cause undue harm to, the small businesses that make our city so great.
Thank you, Councilor Sims. Councilor Brandt?
No comment.
Okay. Councilor Smith?
I do need to set finance for 5, got a bunch of items. And other than that, no comments tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Knowles?
Yes, I just want to thank the mayor for your comments regarding releasing the body cam footage, and Nick and the rest of you guys. No one knows what we have to experience when something like that happens, and we don't know how they feel, and they don't know how it feels to be on the other side of it as well. And so, I support you guys and appreciate all the support you guys have given each other and our police department and the people's family as well. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Councilor Andrus?
I will echo all of those sentiments, and thank you all for sharing them. I will set P&D to follow Public Works. And then I would ask Councilor Gwaltney, I am not going to be here on the 28th of July. There's a public hearing. Can you read out the minutes for that public hearing? Okay, thanks. That's it.
Okay, so Councilor Andrus, you're not going to be here on the 28th.
Will not be here July 28th. Yep, vacation.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Okay. I was going to put Councilor Gwaltney on the spot. I'm not going to be here.
Oh, no.
Either. So I want you to chair the meeting if we have a quorum.
I'm not gonna be here, yeah, I'm gonna be in, that's where I'm going to Chatham.
Okay, yes. And I'm sure you'll do a better job of hearing motions and seconds. I'm gonna
Okay.
work on that.
Well,
see
that
if I
being
can-
said, we probably need someone else to read out P and D. Counselor Nelms? Yeah, thank you, Counselor Nelms will read out P
Yeah,
and D.
we're gonna work through all
Okay.
this. But that's the plan. The 28th is gonna be sparse, I guess, but thank you for your service. That's why we have this big council.
For now.
For a few more
For
months.
now, exactly.
Don't we? Yeah, and I just wanted to also thank the mayor for leadership, and I think we just need to all stick together here and, do what's right. And I hope tonight demonstrated we're willing to listen, and they're welcome. So with that, we will see you on the 28th. We're not really sure who's going to be here, but
We'll
with
see you
that,
next
we
week.
are adjourned.